Hey everyone, it's me again. Just based on what you see here in front of you, this next section is going to be talking about food. This is just a little bit of what we have. Not really a lot either, but everything together still isn't much. Probably just maybe a couple weeks worth of food or something. If we ration it right. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about are these. You see these everywhere. They're buck, and preppers love these things. They gobble these things up like nothing. But the thing about these is it requires, you gotta have water and you gotta have butter to make this stuff. Butter's probably not going to be something that's easy to find in bad situations, so you just have to keep that in mind. You gotta have butter in these things. The sauce does not turn out right if you do not have butter. I know, because I've tried to make these camping with just water. They don't turn out too well, so you gotta have butter. If you have like a farming situation where you'll have access to goats or whatever, then you can use the goat's milk to make butter. But again, that's not going to be something that is going to be readily available. Plus, butter has a very limited shelf life. So, trying to store that stuff up is not going to be, very useful, because butter only lasts, I think, maybe a month in the refrigerator. I don't know if there's any way of preserving butter. I don't know if there's any way of... I don't even think you could vacuum seal it to try to keep it longer. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about, food preparation and food, preserving it. Not making it. I can make it, no problem. It's preserving it is one thing I'm not 100% certain on. I know that these bags, like this one, is good until December 8th of 2014. So these things stay good for a while. And of course, ramen. Yeah, these things aren't the greatest, and after you eat them for a couple weeks, you get tired of them. If you store up some spices and stuff, you might be able to get it to taste a little different after a while. This one's shrimp. This is actually one of the ones that I don't really get tired of. Beef and chicken just kind of get old after a while, and this is the Oriental flavor. Still one of the ones that I actually like. Tuna. This is tuna in water. I don't really know if it matters whether it's in water or oil. I think that's personal preference. The oil can be useful afterwards. You can drain the oil off of it, and I don't know, you might be able to put it in that stuff and maybe it'll substitute for butter. I don't know if that really... I couldn't imagine tuna flavored everything. But this is just two. We've got like 3 or 4 more cans down there. These are Walmart, so I think these are like, 60, 70 cents a can, I think. Maybe a little bit more. Alright, oatmeal. Oatmeal is very good. It's a good source of fiber. It's good for the heart. There's no cholesterol, no sodium. A lot of dietary fiber. Well, 4 grams, that's not a lot, but that's only a 1/4 cup serving. 150 calories. A little bit of fat, just 2.5 grams of total fat. No 0.5 saturated. No trans. 1 gram of polyunsaturated. Monounsaturated is also 1 gram. This is steel cut oats. Now, most people would prefer the instant oats because you can make them really fast. But when they roll oats, they actually cut out some of what's good for it. This is steel cut oats. I don't know if any of you have ever actually seen them, but as you can tell, they're not flat little rolled oats. These are, when they get them off the stalk, they cut them up, and that's what you get. These are a lot better for you. Yeah, they take 10-15 minutes to cook them, but these are a whole lot better for you than your regular cut oats. or your regular rolled oats. Stovetop stuffing, yeah, in this box they might not last too long. This one's 4th of April 2014. You can take the contents out of this box and you could vacuum seal it. I do have a vacuum sealer. I do not have bags though. So maybe later on when I get some bags, I'll just empty all these into a bag and vacuum seal them. But this stuff's good for you too. It's it's going to be some calories when you need it. Not really a lot in the way of vitamins. You get iron and well, once it's been prepared, there's 8% of your daily value of vitamin A, 8% thiamine, 4% riboflavin, 4% niacin. So there's not a lot to it, but it's still better than nothing. This is going to be worth its weight in gold. Peanut butter. This stuff is probably, well, this is prepper's paradise right here. Peanut butter. This stuff is going to be worth its weight in gold. I mean, 2 tablespoons of this stuff is 200 calories. So if you make a few peanut butter crackers, you can, you can get some good stuff out of it. And it's, people want to say that sodium's bad for you. No, anybody in the military or anybody with any military training knows that you need salt. You've got to have salt. Salt is what helps your body hold water. Now, if you're dehydrated and you eat a lot of salt, it just is not good for you. But as long as you stay hydrated, you need sodium. That is mandatory. Then you got some good, good carbs in there, 10 grams. Dietary fiber, sugar. And when I was talking earlier in one of my previous videos about health problems, I have what is known as diverticulosis. It's a condition that opens up pockets in your intestines, and pieces that are normally undigestible, like seeds, nuts, things like that, they can make their way into those pockets, and then the pockets will fill up with the normal fecal material that's in your intestines, and it can become infected. If it ruptures, you become septic and you die. So I have to make sure that I keep a good source of fiber in my diet. That's why I have stuff like this. Now, I know I'm saying peanuts is not a good thing, but this is peanut butter. The big pieces of peanut have been ground down to paste, so this is fine. I can have peanut butter, but I have to avoid nuts and seeds and stuff. Crackers, these don't have a horribly long shelf life. This one is March 5th of 2014. You could vacuum seal these crackers and they'll probably stay good for a couple of years. Then of course you can't forget canned food, and that can opener I've got, works well unless you get tops like this. But that can opener that I have will work perfect for this. You can get a regular can opener if you want, but I like my weird P38 kind of thing. P38 is the original designation for the little can openers they had in the military. Green beans. Love green beans. And corn. This is another thing that I really shouldn't eat, but my doctor has told me as long as I chew it up fine, as fine as I can get it, then I'm fine. So, but corn, peanuts, I was pretty sad when I had to give up my Snickers, because I love my Snickers. But, the pain that I experienced in the hospital, I've had kidney stones, I've had arthritis for years, and nothing is bad as having swollen intestines. So that's something I wanted to avoid. Alright, anyway, this is just a little bit of the food that, canned stuff definitely, because it stays longer in the shelf. Things like crackers can be vacuum sealed. Same thing with the stove top. These things are great, but remember, you got to have butter with them too. The instant mashed potatoes, they've got to have milk. So You really got to pay attention to what you're saving, because if it requires a bunch of other stuff, it could be stuff that has a very limited shelf life, like milk and butter. Dairy products don't last long, and it's really hard to rotate that stuff out and try to keep it, because if something does happen, power goes out, you have no way of chilling any of that stuff, and it just wears out. Another important thing, rice, beans, powdered milk would probably be a good thing to keep, because like I said, you got to have milk for some of those things. So powdered milk would definitely be a good substitute. That stuff can be vacuum sealed and it stays good, well, probably 5 years, I'd say. Flour. You want flour, masa, which is corn flour. Buckwheat is actually really good for you. I actually bought a container of buckwheat pancake mix. I love buckwheat. It's good stuff, and it is very good for you. A lot of antioxidants, a lot of really good stuff for you. Vitamins, you should probably try to keep some vitamins, because it's not always easy to get vitamins out in the wild. You can get vitamin C and vitamin D from dandelions, just eating the dandelions. Now, avoid the roots. You don't want to mess with the roots. Clover is good for you. You can get some vitamins from that. Wild strawberries, blackberries, you can find that stuff in the Appalachian Mountains pretty easy. Ramps are really good for you. They have a kind of strong onion taste to them. So they are an acquired taste, but believe me, if you're trying to survive and you're hungry enough, you'll eat them. For whatever area you live in, you want to make sure that you get some books. You want to learn about what's edible in your area. You want to learn what's not edible. Just get the books. You can find them. They are out there. There's survival guides that you can get. Those books, you might think, oh, I ain't going to need that. Yes, I don't care if you've spent the last 20 years of your life surviving in the wilderness. You might come across a situation you don't know what to do, and those books can help you. So get some survival guides, get some books on local edible wild plants. You don't want to gamble with stuff like that. You don't want to end up eating something that could kill you and your family. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. My next video is going to be on firearms. I got to get them all out here and get them on this table so I can do this little video here. So, alright, I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, like, subscribe, whatever. And I'll go on to the next video.